Welcome to the Shade Tree Railroad. Well, as you can see, the track is laid. I've got some issues with the switches. Of course, I don't have any, actually have any switches hooked up to them, either mechanical or otherwise, so they easily slide out of place. And I have started doing some of the landscaping and chewing out of the stonework in the back here. Just getting started on it. I've been mostly working on doing my track work. I do have the track coming out. You can see I just have the track hot wired here with a controller right here. But I have my track roughed in down to here. I'm going to have to get myself another switch. That switch down there is junk. I have actually had it running up in through these switches here, and it works pretty good. And I've had it running into these switches here, although the problem with these is they don't make contact on either side of the actual switch, so I'm going to have to hot wire them and put jumpers on each side of the switch to keep them working. Right down here at the where is it? Right here at the actual switch point, right here at the pivot is where they're having problems, and it's that way down there too. This switch here came off of the same layout that the turntable did. But you can see I have my original layout. Let me back you up here a little bit. I have my original layout tied into the turntable now. Yeah, so it can actually go all the way through, and then from there it's going around and hooks into the coal mine setup. So my next step, like I said, I have to get another right-hand switch for down there. That one is just plain junk. It's been on and off probably 2 or 3 layouts. I've had it on mine, and I had problems with it when it was set up before, earlier. So yeah, I have to get another one for there, and then I'll be going up and around that corner. And let me take you over there. We'll be coming off here and coming down around this corner. And forgive my mess. That's the way it is when you're working on it. I don't have this all hooked in here, but this is going to be going in here so that I have a crossover between my 2 main lines. I have 2 main lines on here, and originally they were isolated loops. But I've decided that I want to be able to get to both loops and into my switching yard here. And so the only way I could do that, the only loop that was hooked into the switch yard was the lower loop. It goes through the tunnel down there and comes around, and it originally just made a big loop down there, and it still does. And they actually cross over right there. But with that added switch back there, I'll be able to switch back and forth between main lines. The upper main line will be able to switch over and come down in and be able to access the switch yard here. And then if I want to bypass the switch yard and get back onto the main line, with this switch set up here, I'll be able to switch back over and go back around. So yeah, that's where we're headed. So anyway, that's what I've been working at, and you can see that the outlet that was in the wall over there is now switched to the other side of that wall into my woodworking shop, and I've expanded the stonework so that it'll be right up and over cover the hole that was there. And yeah, well, that's where we're at. Coming down around here, and I've used cork. I got a really nice deal back during the summer on some packages of these 12-inch cork square tiles, and they made it very nice for making the transition from one layout to the other. And it'll make it easier for doing scenic work in here rather than having to tie in all kinds of different pieces of road bed, individual road bed. And much of this in here will be black anyway, with black ballast like this is here, because so much of it is associated with coal. And this loop over here, going back to the coal mine, the main loop itself on the main line will be kind of a gray colored ballast, but it's going to be heavily stained from where the switches are there around to the switches down in here, just because, you know, coal cars, that's what they do. They have a tendency to spill coal occasionally. Back in the old days, more than they do today. But yep, so that's where we're at for now. Until next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Railroad Man, saying thanks for watching. Bye now.